So today's class, a little bit of focus on forward folding. It really is included in, all of our classes. It's actually done quite a bit, especially in vinyasas when we're doing those sun salutations. So we always want to make sure that there's a good balance between forward bending and back bending and neutralizing positions. And the neutralizers are the windshield wipers and twists. So we'll begin in our most comfortable position that we can find for our meditation. Just make it workable for you. And definitely, I will encourage to get those blankets underneath your bum to lift your hips a little higher. Just take a moment to get settled in there. If at any time if you feel like you're getting pain or something in your seated position, then readjust and get out of it and get yourself comfortable again. Letting your hands land. Take a moment just to feel the connection of the lower body to your seat. The hands to the legs. And then the reaching up through the crown of the head. And then just bringing the awareness to that very subtle little breath around the nostril. Even if you can't feel it, just bring your attention there to see if maybe eventually you can feel it. Let the front of your body be soft and open. Let the back of the body be strong and resilient. Noticing when your mind strays and bringing it back to the breath. With your next inhale, turn your palms upwards. With your exhale, bring your palms together and open up your heart, your eyes and your heart. Clasp those fingers together. Take a big inhale to stretch your arms forward, big morning stretch here. And an exhale, reach it up as high as you can. And then let it go and let it go back behind you. And then place your left foot on the floor and then your right foot and take your feet as wide as the mat. Getting ready with windshield wipers to help us with our warm up. Going over to the left side and to the right. And two more. Next time you go to the left, stay there and then keep rotating around to take a twist over to that left side. And let your spine be as tall as it can be. And then nice and slowly going to center and then over to the other side, and then keep going to twist your whole body over. And facing center, and just take your legs straight out in front of you. And then we're going to make a horseshoe shape with the hands here, with the thumbs pointing out. Put a little soft bend into your knees and put your heels on the ground, and then place the tops of your thumbs right at the top of your leg bone, just feeling that crease there. And then inhale, sit tall, and you can press down as well to kind of get more grounded. And then exhale, just shift forward with that neutral spine in your natural curves. And we'll just do that a few times. Go back and forth. So just noticing that you're in that nice, tall, upright position. Do a couple more. So a forward fold, and then go forward, and then come to a cross-legged position. A forward fold is known as flexion. And there's different ways of doing it. So we did it one way with the spine in this natural neutral position. And then another way is to do the cat and cow version. So let's do that. Hands on the knees, and then inhale, lift your heart up, get that little back bend happening. And then exhale, curl, tuck, and round in. So this is the other way to do flexion. So when we're thinking about flexion, it's about curling the body into itself or folding it into itself like a fetal position. And then lift up tall again. Put your hands to the back of your hips so your fingers are pointing down to your pockets. And then just shift forward and back. And notice how the top of your hip bones shift forward when you're in this neutral position. Neutral spine. And then go straight up and down, and then go into that cow version, cat-cow version, and curl and round your spine, and notice how your hips are going backwards. And then sit up right again, and then just do two more of those. Notice how the hips move back into the heel of the hands, and your back is rounding versus being in that nice straight line. All right. So from there, legs straight out again, and then we'll take another twist over to the left. One hand to the outside of that left knee, other hand behind. And then switching to the other side. And back to center. Swing your legs to one side, come to tabletop position. Move your blanket to the side. Anyone wants to use blocks, now's the time to get them. Keep them at the top of the mat. So we're also going to be doing the three-legged down dog twist. So let's just start it off on all fours instead of three legs. Tuck your toes. Lift your left knee up just to hip height. And notice that your hips are equal distance to the mat. They're square. And put your left knee back down again. Let's lift it up two more times. Lift it up, hips are square, and knee comes down. One more, lifting it up and down. Other side, right foot lifts up, the whole leg comes with you, hips are still equal to the ground, and put the knee down. Two more, one up and down, and one more up and down. Now we're going to twist the hips, let the left knee go straight out to the side, and again at hip height, but your hips are no longer equal distance, they're now twisted, and down. Two more like that. Lift that left leg up, and down, and up, and down. Right side, lift it up to hip height, and down, and two, down, and three, and down. We're going to add on to that where we started. Lift the left knee up, hip height, and then turn it out to the side. Take that twist with the hips, straighten out the left leg, keep it at hip height, And then just turn the entire leg and your hip to go back to square and put the left knee back down. Right knee lifts up, hip height. Right knee points out to the right, twisted hips. Straighten up that right leg. Keep the right leg straight. Turn your leg and your hips so your hips are square again, and the right knee comes back down. One more on either side. Lift up the left knee, square hips, turn it out to the left for twisted hips, straighten out the left leg, turn the entire left leg to square again, and then left knee down. Right knee comes up, hip height, square hips, right knee points to the right for the twisted hip, right leg straightens, right leg turns to face the mat, square hips again, and then the right knee comes down. All right. Okay, from here, bring your knees back into push-up position. So shifting them back behind the hips. And we're just going to shift forward and back from child's pose to this push-up position. But while we're in this push-up, let your heart kind of shine forward, like you're trying to almost go into a tiny bit of a back bend. Your throat is open and your chest is open. And then go ahead and just shift back and forth, chest and heart open, not letting the hips drop. We're still just keeping them in a nice straight diagonal line. Is that oxymoron? Straight and diagonal. And then one more. Going forward. And from that forward part of the push-up, tuck your toes. We're going to go up and back to downward facing dog. Go ahead and find yourself there. So in the dog, we're still attempting to keep the front of the chest and the throat nice and open. Let's flow. Go forward to that push-up position. Tap the knees to the ground. Shift back to child's pose. Shift forward with an open chest forward to that push-up. Knees up, hips up and back down dog. Let's do 2 more rounds like that. Shift forward, top of the push-up. Tap the knees to the ground. Exhale, shift hips back. Inhale, shift forward, open chest. Lift the knees and hips up and back down dog. And 1 more round, shifting to the top of the push-up. Knees down, shift to child's pose. Shift forward, open throat and chest, lift up. Keep that open throat and chest as you go back to downward facing dog again. And staying here. Shift forward to that push-up, tap your knees to the ground and sit your heels back, your hips back to your heels. And in this position here, inhale, keep the arms by your side. Exhale, just hinge at your hip so we're in that nice straight spine again, and then come back up again. 2 more like that, arms beside you, and up, and 1 more, and up. Changing the arms straight overhead. So you're going to go a little bit slower because it's going to require a bit more work. Inhale, and I just want you to test it out. At any time, if you want to change your mind, you can bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale, exhale, lean forward. Maybe you don't go as far. Maybe you can if you go really slowly. And then coming back up, it requires even a little bit more work. And 2 more. Do the best you can. You can put your hands to your heart if it starts to make you hold your breath. 1 more. And up again. And then arms sweep down. Now we're coming up onto the shins, and sweep your arms forward to come up onto your shins. And inhale here, and exhale, arms by your side again. Same idea, hinge right at the top of the hips where we had our hands in that L position. You can even put your thumbs there if you want to. Just hinge forward in that neutral spine and then come back up again. 2 more. Just getting the feel of what it's like to hinge at the hip there. And back up again. For the more challenging version, remember you can bring your hands down anytime if you want to. Hinge forward, maybe you don't go down as far. And then really use your energy to come back up again. 2 more. And we got 2 opportunities to use our arms in this position. And you get to decide whether you want to do it like that or your hands to your heart. And then just let both of your hands land and go back to a downward facing dog. And then take a walk to the front of the mat, nice and slow. Little tiny steps like a meditation. Folding over. And can you fold over from that hinge of the hip? A couple more breaths. Sweep your arms beside you and then keep sweeping them up so fingertips are pointing towards the ceiling. You can keep your arms apart or you can bring your hands together like knuckles together and shoulders pull back. And then put a bend into your knees, let your hands come apart and you're starting to look forward like you're in a chair pose. Reach your arms forward, push into your feet and come all the way up, reaching your arms overhead. And then arms by your side. All right, variation of a sun salutation, using our arm movements going forward and down. Inhale, reach them forward and up. Exhale, forward and down. Go super slow. If you want to bring your hands to your heart, do that. Hands land. Step your right foot back and your spine forward. Tap your right knee down. Sweep your arms beside your hips. And then reach your arms forward to rise back up again. Inhale. And then with an exhale, land the hands to the front of the mat and step your right foot forward and fold over. Sweep your arms back behind you, fingertips to the ceiling or hands together. And then come into a chair pose, hips come down, heart comes up, reaching the arms forward, rising all the way up again. And then exhale, forward folding, bending at the knees, hinging at the hip. Fold down, hands to the mat. Left foot steps back, spine forward. And then left knee taps to the ground. Arms reach beside you, your hips. And then they're going to reach forward to bring you all the way up again. Inhale here. Exhale, hands come forward and down. And take a big step forward with that left foot and fold over. Sweep your arms back behind you and up towards the ceiling. Hips drop down, heart starts to come up. Chair pose, and then you start to straighten your legs as you reach all the way up. And then hands to your heart. All right, we'll do 2 more rounds like that. Arms by your side. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, fold over. Right foot steps back, right knee down, arms sweep beside your hips. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands forward and down, and step your right foot forward, fold over. Arms sweep back behind you, and come back to that chair pose. Reach your arms forward and rise all the way up again. Coming all the way down again, feel free to put the hands to the heart. Hands land, left foot back, left knee down, arms beside your hips. Inhale to reach your arms up. And exhale to take that forward fold. Step your left foot forward, folding over. Sweep your arms back behind you. Lower your hips back to that chair pose, reaching forward all the way back up again. And then hands to your heart. Take a couple of breaths here. And think about your movements like you're just kind of flowing through water. We're going to take one full sun salutation A, so stepping back to a full push-up position. Arms by your side. Reach your arms forward and up. Inhale. Exhale, fold over. Step back, full push-up position. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward to the push-up again. Exhale to come down to the mat, bent knees or straight legs. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay and breathe. Big toes come together. Three-legged dog. You can twist it or not. Right leg lifts up. Keep the hips square. Then bend the right knee. Then open it out to the side to twist your hips. Let your left heel come a little closer towards the ground. Keep your right knee high. Straighten out your right leg. Square off your right leg. Keep your upper body just where it is. It's not going to move in space. Bring your right knee towards your chest. Hold it there. And then the whole body, the chest, the head, the knee, everything shifts forward to the top of a push-up, but you're keeping your right knee close to your chest and your foot up as close as you can. And then step your right foot forward to a lunge position. Great place to put your blocks. Now in the lunge position, make that shape with your right hand, with the thumb pointing out to the side. Tuck it into the top of that hip crease. Think about that hip crease moving backwards as your right knee moves forward. Your right leg moving down, your left leg moving up, and the hips stay square. You can remove your thumb and then just enjoy that nice long lunge. And then tap your left knee to the ground. Shift your left hand to the floor. You can use your blocks here too. Keep them handy. Right foot goes over to the right a little. Right hand on top of that right knee. Turn your upper body so that you're looking at your right knee. And then turn your body so you're looking forward again. Just do that a couple more times. Just kind of loosely kind of turning to look to the knee. And then going forward, and then do it again, and you can untuck your back toe, and you can let your left hip come a little closer to the ground. You can linger there. You can put your elbow on your block, your left elbow or your left hand on the ground, and let's just stay in this twisted version. You can lift your right big toe, so you're just on the baby toe side. And then turn to face center again and reposition yourself back to lunge with the back knee lifted. Right arm sweeps forward and up, take it into a twist. Breathing, tucking your right hip in and your left hip in to meet each other in the midline. Right hand sweeps down and shift back to downward facing dog. Big toes come together, three-legged dog. Lift up that left leg, keep the hips square. Bend the left knee and open the left knee to the left to twist your hip. Right heel comes a little closer to the ground, maybe. Keep the left knee high. Straighten out the left leg. Keep it high. Turn the entire left and your left hip to square off your hip again. Keep your upper body still. It's not going to move in space. Bring your left knee towards your chest the best you can. Keep it up as high as you can. Same with that left foot. And then begin to shift the entire body forward to that top of the push-up.
with the knee close to the chest. And then step that left foot to the front of the mat. Find your lunge position there. Get your blocks. Great place to use them. Make that shape with your hands, the horseshoe shape. Tuck that thumb in. Encourage the hip crease to go back as the left knee goes forward, the left hip goes back, the left leg goes down, the right leg goes up, and everything comes square in the center. You can release your hand from the hip there. And then the right knee taps down. Move your left foot a little bit over to the left here. Use blocks or not to the inside. Left hand onto the left knee, facing forward with your chest. And then turn your chest to face your left knee. And your hip right hip drops a little. And then go to center again. 2 more. You can untuck that back toe. Maybe the hip comes down a little more. And come back to center. And then 1 more, and we're going to linger here. You can go down to your elbow on 2 blocks or 1. And breathe here. So finding different ways of coming into a twist position. Undo that twist, go to your regular lunge, blocks out of the way, and back to downward facing dog. Or tabletop. Coming into our standing poses, big toes together. Inhale, lift that right leg high. Look forward, shift the whole body forward as you step the right foot forward and the back heel spins to the ground. Sweep your arms beside your hips. Reach forward, bring your torso up with you, arms up, warrior 1. And then open up to warrior 2, little shifting of the feet. We're going to flow here between the postures. Think about being underwater again. Reverse warrior, back arm up, front arm up, back arm down. Back to warrior 2. Extended side angle, front elbow on knee, back arm up and over. Use your left arm to swing down, back and up to warrior 2. Beautiful. Reverse warrior. Warrior 2. Extended side angle. Top arm sweeps down and brings us back to warrior 2. Last run on this one. Reverse warrior. Warrior 2. Now we're going to stay in extended side angle. Find your position. Do you want to put your elbow on the knee or hand to the ground or hand to a block? Left arm either straight up or over the ear. Steady breath. Open chest. A little bit of a twist here to open up that chest. One more big breath. Inhale. Exhale. The left hand lands to the ground. Back to lunge position and back to downward facing dog. Big toes together. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Shift the entire body forward as you step the left foot forward. Right heel spins down. Sweep the arms beside you. Push into your feet to bring yourself all the way up. Arms reach up for warrior 1. Open that to warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Warrior 2. Extended side angle. Right arm sweeps forward, down and back to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Sweeping back to warrior two. Last round. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Extended side angle, taking your choices, elbow on knee, hand to the ground or block, right arm straight up or right arm over the ear. Opening the chest to the side, breathing steady. Sweep your right hand down, back to a lunge position, facing forward. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot next to your left and fold over. Sweep your arms back, point your fingertips to the ceiling or bring your hands together, clasping them, knuckles to the ceiling. Bend your knees and your hips for a chair and start to reach your arms forward. Rise all the way back up again. And then hands to your heart and take a breath here. Next, inhale, lift your left knee with your left foot flexed like it's standing. Start to bend your right knee and step your left foot back. Sorry, I lost myself there. For lunge position, warrior pose. And this one I think is called humble warrior. Arms behind you, either clasping the hands together or arms apart. Inhale, lift up the heart. Exhale, hinge at the hip, nice straight spine as you bow forward, either just above the leg or to the inside of the leg, knuckles up to the sky. Keep your position of your hands behind you and then bring yourself all the way back up again. Use your feet to help push you up again. Two more. Inhale, lift up the heart. Exhale, reach forward with the heart and knuckles to the sky. One more round. Lift up again. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, come back up again. Release your hands, reach them forward and up. Straighten out your front leg, hands to the heart. Hop your back foot forward a little bit. Make a comfortable standing position here. We're going to take it into the warrior three. So let's start off with just the arms beside the body. Inhale, shift forward so you're on the tippy toe of your back foot. And then take that little hinge at the hip, straight spine as the back foot leaves the ground. And then step your back foot back again. Now you can try it with your arms up overhead. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward, little tippy toe on the back toe. And then you can start to let the back toe leave the ground as you hinge at the hip. Only go a little. And then step back again. Sweep your arms back. You can decide, do you want to keep your arms beside you or up overhead? Let's take one more. And we're going to try, we'll find warrior three when we get there. Take your time. Inhale, a little shift forward onto the tippy toe. Arms overhead or down. Exhale, back leg starts to lift. Hinging forward. Anytime, if you got your arms overhead, you can bring your hands to your heart. If you change your mind halfway through, steady here. Back leg can come up as high as the hip or not. You can also place your hands to the top of your right thigh for steadiness. Take another big inhale here. Everyone exhale, start to bend your front knee and both hands land to the ground. Lift your back leg up a little higher. Lift your nose a little closer towards your right knee. Bend your right knee and bring your left knee next to it. So you're like in space with your knees bent one beside the other. Half moon position, you can use your blocks here under both your hands. We're going to open up to half moon, straighten out your back leg, lift up your left arm or keep it on the block. Another big inhale here. With an exhale, start to bend both your knees, both hands come to the floor or the block. Step your left foot all the way back, lunge, step back, downward facing dog. Coming down to your knees, taking a quick little rest here. Feel free to rotate your wrists if you want to. Over to that other side, step that left foot forward and pick up the right knee, right heel down. Arms back behind you, clasp your hands, come on up. Keep the front knee bent for your humble warrior. So hands behind you together or apart. Inhale, lift up the heart, get that little back bend. Exhale, fold forward, neutral spine, reaching your arms up. Keep your arms behind you as we come back up again. And folding over for number 2. Come back up again. One more to go, fold over. And rise back up again. Let go of your hands, reach them forward and up. Straighten out your front leg. Hop your back foot forward. Easy going stance here. Arms by your side. You decide now if you want to keep your arms overhead. Everyone shift forward to find that little tippy toe. We're just going to do this one time. Inhale, exhale, hinging at the top of the leg there. Start to bow forward. Back toe comes off the ground. You can stay right here. This is a perfect variation of Warrior 3. You want to keep moving. You can lift that right leg up higher. Steady in that left leg. One more big breath. And then everyone, both hands to the ground. And lift your right leg higher, your nose to your knee. I'll bring your knees together. Left knee has a little bend in it. Right knee is right next to it. The heel is up high to the bum. Use your left hand on a block. Prayer for that half moon. Inhale, exhale, straighten out the right leg, straighten out the left leg. Keep your right hand on the ground or reach it up to the sky. One more big breath. And then exhale, bend your front knee, step back with that right foot, step back with that left foot, come down to your knees, down to your elbows, and rest. Coming on to hands and knees position. Send your right leg straight back. Bring your right knee forward towards your chest. And then shift it forward so it lands in between your hands. Tuck your back toe, lift up your back knee, and then let your right foot shift over to the left side for Pigeon. Let your back foot wiggle back a little bit more so you can get that leg to the ground. Top of the left foot flat. Have a look back. Is that leg straight? And then if your right hip is up off the ground, I would suggest putting a block underneath it so you got somewhere to support you. We want to stay up in this upright position. Take a couple of breaths here. So as we did at the beginning lunge, where we turned the chest towards that right knee, we're going to do that here. Inhale, exhale, fold forward and then turn your chest to the right knee like you're trying to look at your right hip crease. And then look forward and come back up again. And two more. Fold forward, turn to look towards your right hip. Come back up again. And one more, folding forward and twisting the upper body towards the right knee and looking back at that right hip. And then turn to look forward and just come onto your elbows. So it's not a complete folding over. There's a reach through that back heel and through the sternum. Let yourself settle. And then bring yourself flat hands to lift yourself back up again. Move your block off to the side. Let your right hip come to the floor. Just bring your left knee so it touches your right foot. So we're back into that pinwheel position and take a twist to your right side. And then undo your twist. And then your navel is facing your right shin, and you're just going to fold over here. And fold as far down as you want to. Bring yourself back up again and bring yourself to hands and knees again. Left leg is going to go straight back, hips are square. Left knee comes towards the chest, hold it nice and high as much as you can. Then shift the left knee forward so it lands in between your hands. Tuck your right toe, wiggle your right leg back a little bit more. Send your left foot over to the right side to a comfortable position. Do you want that block under your left hip? Some people may not want it or feel the need for it. And then finally get that back leg straight. Have a look. Is it straight? Foot on the floor. Staying upright, feeling the back bend portion of the pigeon. Now floating forward, let the heart just move forward and down. And then when it's down, take that left hand, twist with the chest to look towards your left hip. Start to look forward to flow back up again. And two more, long spine to fold forward. And then take that upper body twist to look to the left hip. Look forward, come back up again. Last time, fold forward, a little bit of a twist to the left to look to the hip. And then to forward and elbows to the ground. And rest here. Start to lift your torso up, placing the hands to the ground. Move your block away from your left hip. Left hip comes completely to the ground. Pull your right knee, let it just tuck behind the left foot. And then twist your entire body to your left side. Undo your twist. Let your navel just face that front shin. Inhale, tall. Hinge at that hip area and fold forward. Walk yourself back up again. We'll do one more back bend. Come back to hands and knees. And then back to that push-up position, knees behind the hips. Bend your elbows to bring your belly all the way down. Sweep your arms alongside you, palms facing up. Let your shoulders drop towards the ground. Let your forehead rest on the ground. Now only your shoulders are going to lift up and away from the ground. Keep them uplifted. And then inhale, lift the upper chest and the head. Exhale, lift the legs. Stay for an inhale. And everything comes down on your exhale. Keep your shoulders up and back. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Exhale, lift the legs. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Shoulders stay up. Inhale, chest and head up. Exhale, legs up. Inhale to stay. Exhale to come down and melt. Hands beside chest. Push yourself back to child's pose for a rounded spine. And enjoy that. Walk your hands back so you're sitting on your shins and just move yourself to the middle of your mat. And then sit back onto your shins. You're going to shift your hips over to the left side and bring your right leg straight out. Can you shift your hips back again so that your right hip comes to the floor? Your left shin is on the outside of your leg. I'm hoping everyone can do that. If you find this challenging on your knee, particularly, a block will make it much more spacious. So get that block under the bum, left leg tucked in, the toes pointing straight back. Yeah, we don't want to mess with those knees. Take an inhale here. Remember that hinge of the hip to bring the spine forward. Walk your hands forward. Feel free to grab a toe if you want to. We're going to let the hips move forward, the spine move forward. So be mindful that you're not pulling backwards and rounding the spine. And you'll know if you are, if the back of your hips are going backwards. Small movement. Start to walk your hands back up towards you. Lean to your right side so you can undo your left leg. And then lean right over to your left side so you can tuck in your right leg. Just tuck it behind you. Get that block underneath the bum. And why not use it? Just gives you more space in your joint. Inhale, tall. Exhale, the hinge at the hip. Trying to keep that left leg as straight as you can. You don't even have to reach for the toe if you don't want to. Reach wherever you like. Forward folds, helping to cool the system, the nervous system, and the body. Inhale, start to walk your hands back up towards you, leaning to the left to undo the legs. You can move your block out of the way. Legs about hip distance apart, hands to the inside of the knees. And we're going to pull both the knees up and then take them out to the side, soles of the feet together. Bring your baby toes and your big toes together. And then bring your palms together and press the palms and the feet together like they're both saying namaste. At the same time, think about your knees moving out, right and left. And then release that effort and put your hands inside your knees again. A little lean back to take your legs completely out into a comfortable V position. Nice time to put that blanket underneath the hips. Just a little bit of height will go a long way. Will prevent your hips from moving backwards even though you're trying to move forward. So if the hips are lifted a teeny bit, that can help with that. Inhale. Exhale, hinging at the hip, move forward. And think about putting a teeny bit of a back bend into the upper part of your chest. And that's just going to help try and keep your nice little lumbar curve curved. Toes up. Walk your hands back towards you, grab a block, put it to the inside of that left knee. Your elbow can rest on the block with your palm facing up. We want to take a little bit of a twist with the upper body. So open up your chest so it's nice and wide. Reach your right arm straight up and then internally rotate the arm so the palm will be facing down or towards the direction of your left foot. And then you can reach it over the ear. Can you keep that twist in the upper body? Some folks can do it without a block. And can you keep the right arm straight? Now the right arm is going to reach up and bring you all the way back up again. Place your block at that right knee. Put your elbow on it now. You can even test it out. Do you want to do it without the elbow? Without the block. Turn your left shoulder so your chest is facing forward. Left arm straight up. Internally rotate the left arm. Palm faces the right foot. And then it reaches towards the right foot. Try to keep the arm straight. Just different ways of using the arm either straight or with bends in it. Today's the straight day. Forward fold's a nice way to get space into the side of the body. Next breath, left arm reaches you up and brings you all the way up again. Both legs, bring them together, any which way you can, facing forward. Let's get ready for a spinal twist. Come on down to your back. Take those knees wide again. Arms up to your letter T. Let the legs drop over to the left. So feel the edges of your feet on the edges of the mat. And then from here, you're going to take a little bit of a walk with your feet to the right. To the right. Just like a wiggle, wiggle, and a wiggle, wiggle. Allow your right knee to move a little closer towards the mat. And let the front hip get a nice opening there. Right bum will probably be off the floor. Slowly with control, bring that right knee and left knee up. Put your hips back into the center. And then take the feet wide again, feeling the edges of the mat under your feet. Drop both your knees to the right. Keep them wide. And then take that little tiny walk with your feet moving towards the left. They're only going a few inches. You're going to feel a little bit more, you may feel a little more sensation in that left hip flexor. Let your left knee be heavy, like it's moving towards the ground. Let the left bum come off the ground. Start to bring your knees back up again, nice and slow. Keep your feet wide here and let your knees tap on each other. Or if you prefer to take straight legs on the ground, go ahead and take that. Final resting pose here. Get comfortable and cozy. Start to deepen your breath here. If your legs are stretched out, go ahead and bend one knee, put one foot to the floor, then the other. And those who have the feet wide apart, wiggle your feet so that the feet are hip distance apart. Bring your right knee into your chest, your left knee in. Give it a hug in. If you want to rock side to side, go ahead. Get that low back and sacrum, a nice little massage. And then roll over to one side to pause there. Stay there. Use your hands to push into the ground, to push you back up. Find your seat where you started. Go ahead, close your eyes, and just take a breath. Inhale to turn the palms up. Exhale to bring the palms together and bow to the heart. Close the practice and open the eyes. Namaste and thank you. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.